to have you on this news hour. These incredibly high temperatures that we're seeing in Southeast Asia, is this all down to climate change? These are countries that usually do experience high temperatures, but really not to this degree, literally.
Indeed, quite literally, this month, over a 12-year period, for the first time, global heating has exceeded temperatures of 1.5 degrees, which is, of course, what we agreed to keep it under at the Paris Agreement. We haven't seen this break the landmark Paris Agreement yet, but this is a clear warning sign that we need to act and act fast.
Well, that's the question here. What can be done quickly? Because every year it seems that we're getting the headlines of this is the hottest year on record. And as activists have continued to warn us, it's just going to get worse. And with that comes, of course, so many effects from that. Very concerning, especially what we're seeing now in Southeast Asia, that people are dying. The elderly and children are really at risk here.
Absolutely. And as you're quite right to point out, it's the folks that have the least to contribute towards climate change are the ones who are most directly impacted. And it's during crises like this that those inequities play out that we are seeing across the world. When you ask me what needs to be done, the answer has been clear for decades. We know who's responsible. It is fossil fuels that are responsible for where we've ended up now. What we need to do is quite quickly make a transition away from fossil fuels and start investing all of these subsidies that governments continue to give in direct subsidies to the fossil fuel companies who are making these situations worse. Those are the funds that need to be directed instead towards setting up alternatives for energy access. If we turned in a remarkable way towards renewable energies, we have a chance of halting this kind of climate crisis in its tracks. But we need to be doing that ASAP.
Yeah, and this is key, isn't it? It's while we wait for this to be done. And while we wait, it's ordinary people, like you say, in countries that are lower income, that are feeling this the most, that contribute to the fossil fuel usage the least. When we look at these particular countries in Southeast Asia, what's life going to look like for them this summer and going forward? I mean, how do you even start to try and work on your own solution to this for your own family?
I love how you phrased the question because so many of the answers and the positive, hopeful answers lie in how you phrased it. It does mean listening to those communities. It does mean giving them decentralized renewable energy that will put power in their own hands, power quite literally as well. Helps them to find the solutions to their immediate problems. So solar power being free at usage, those are the kind of solutions we need, and they must be drawn up in consultation with those communities so that the just energy transition that we keep talking about at 350.org, that's really only possible if the justice element is looked into as well as the energy transition element. So, sure, it's not just about cutting off the fossil fuel industry, it's also about investing in renewable energy solutions that will make it possible for, as you can see on your screens now, there's a fan, there's a bulb, light, heating in homes where needed. Of course, not right now, but heating, cooling, light, and ventilation, all of these are incredibly important during crises like this. And it's only if we manage to power them that we are going to help people at a community level. So that's what I would say needs to happen really, really soon. Let's bring people along and bring in decentralized renewable energy systems that have been known to work.
And hopefully these conversations will be had very soon. Namrata Chowdhary in London, really good to speak to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.